Back. As we earlier mentioned in our intro, we are going to tackle one important topic in our second segment, which is the difference in identities and ideologies that causes polarization, and it's becoming one huge social conflict that the country is engaged with. And there is bloodshed, and there are lots of feuds between citizens of the country, just because the difference in ideologies and the idea of not accepting the other, which is a very important issue, and we need to discuss it with one expert who is, we're delighted to have him with us here in our studio. It's Mr. Sherif Gamal. Good morning, Mr. Sherif Gamal, the human development expert.
A very good morning to you, sir. And let me start off. Could you give us a quick definition of the term identity?
Okay, every one of us is trying all of his life is to give himself an identity.
Right.
He's always searching to give himself a good identity.
Right.
So if he's doing something and he found that it's wrong, he starts to attack himself and say that I'm wrong or I'm failure. And if someone told him a bad word or told him that you are this or this and it's a bad word, he starts to give himself an identity
that's
according
negative
to what he said, especially when we were children.
Right.
So after we grow up, so we start to find another identity which is good to ourselves. So, and this is not the right thing actually to do. The right thing to do is that we think of ourselves that we are not our emotions, we are not our thoughts, we are not what the people say about us. We are not our behavior. So we are who we are. So this is the questions we always ask ourselves, who we are, and we keep searching and we keep looking and seeking to put a word after I am, and we seek to put some word. I am good. This is what we are trying to search for. But after we start to separate between our behavior and who we are, because we are something and we are beings that's bigger than any word, because Allah created us and granted dignity to us and granted being a human being. This is actually a privilege from Allah, and it's never go down. So whenever someone is telling me a word or telling me a label or telling me an identity, I say to myself, no, I'm not my behavior, I'm not what I say, I'm not my thoughts, I'm someone bigger than all of this. And if I did something wrong, I say, I did this wrong, I failed in this, I failed in this behavior. But am I a failure? No. So in communication, and when we come to this ideology thing, we start to generalize so that we don't make more effort in thinking. So we make it easy to ourselves. If you did this, then you are this identity. And it's not this simple, but we're trying to make it simple to us so that it satisfies our old beliefs. You know what I mean?
You've raised a very important issue, which is labeling people. If you do this, then you belong here.
Yes.
If you do that, if you believe in that,
this is not right.
It's not only religious differences in ideologies. I mean, not polarization in religion or politics or race or education or beliefs or anything, or even the taste of music or soccer ball, football, for example. No, it's, I mean, the idea of not accepting the other. So as a human development expert, what's your formula so that a person could accept the other with all his differences, and at the same time we could achieve something together?
Okay.
And each one could keep his own beliefs to himself.
Okay, this is, you said many points. The first thing is that, I'll start from what you ended, is that I have to keep my beliefs. No, I don't have to stick actually to my beliefs this strong. And this is what people don't want to do. This is my beliefs and I'm not going to change it for anyone. So this is the start. First, you just be open-minded and see, maybe he has something that's a belief, a new belief, that start to talk with him. Maybe he's right and you're wrong. So first, get your ego out of the way. So get my opinion, my beliefs, this is me. Because when you start to say, I am my beliefs, so if someone is trying to change your belief or saying that your belief is wrong, you take it as he's saying that you are wrong. So I take it personally. So if you took your ego out of the way, it's not personal. We are talking about our beliefs, and I'm not my beliefs. He's trying to tell me if I'm right or wrong, and I'll try to convince him also that my beliefs, which is not me, it's my beliefs, that it's right. Okay.
Mr. Sherif, sorry, we're running out of time. That's why I want to ask you this quickly.
Okay.
Do you think that this is what happened during the revolution? The 25th of January, there was a unity amongst all Egyptians, regardless of their beliefs or religion or background or anything, and they united in a certain cause. But now, 2 years later, there's been this disunity, and everyone is very restricted with their beliefs, and there isn't that kind of acceptance of the differences that we had during the revolution.
Yes, exactly. Because what? Because in the revolution, we put our ego out of the way, and we all of us got higher intentions which is common between us. So if you try to put your ego out of the way, find the common intentions, because you want the same thing that I want. Like we all want Egypt to be better, right? So if we started to seek higher intentions, we'll start to make a good conversation and find solutions that satisfies me and you. So accept ourselves and talk about the context itself. Like don't generalize, so don't put a label. Take the person as he is and ask yourself what he did exactly. So when he did it and how he did it. Start to ask good questions to get more details. Don't just put a word and put a label and generalize it on all people.
Right.
So this concept, if we just put it in our mind, that to separate between someone's behavior and who he is, because what he did maybe is wrong, but who he is greater than what he did, and his intentions is like me. So let's try to see what behavior and what actions shall we do to accomplish and achieve our common intention.
Right, Mr. Sherif Gamal, the human development expert. We'd like to thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Indeed, thank you so much for coming.